Hello, today I will teach you some cool facts I've gathered about light. I hope you find it interesting and enjoy. When you look up at the sky, one of the things you see are stars. But what you are seeing isn't relevant to how a star looks right now at this moment of time. For example, Proxima Centauri is one of the closest stars to Earth. It takes light about 4.24 light years to travel away from Proxima Centauri and to Earth for your eyes to see. But once the light is actually here, what you would be seeing is the 4.2 years younger model of Proxima Centauri. If Proxima Centauri were to die, we would finally notice it at 2.4 years after it's dead, when all the light from it is done traveling. We wouldn't see it immediately because Proxima Centauri's light is still traveling to Earth. Some of that light might have been traveling for 2 years, so it wouldn't just stop. What scientists have discovered is that the further we look out into space, is the further we can look back in time. The star, we would use math to calculate how long it takes light to travel from that star to Earth and finally estimate how old that star is. That would give us a better understanding of how the universe works. If you're looking for a time machine, just look up at the night sky. Light travels at about 671 million miles an hour. It takes light 3 seconds to travel to the moon, which is extremely fast. Light can't bend. The only way you can make it take a left or right is if you reflect it with mirrors. When you reflect something, light hits the surface of a mirror and it bounces back the image of yourself. When light passes through a prism or a 3D triangle, you see a rainbow because the white light gets split up during the process of passing through the prism. When you look through a glass of water, it looks like the straw is in two places. What you are seeing is refraction, because the light is passing through the water, but the image is getting distorted when it happens. Speaking of reflecting, the way you see things is that light reflects off a surface. Light from this light source, examples are a sun or a light pole, produce the light which hits an object, let's say a chair. Then the light gets reflected off the chair and into your eyes. The image comes into your eyes upside down, but your brain reads the message and flips it right side up. When your brain recognizes the picture, you see to travel at the speed of light is theoretically impossible. It's possible to travel very, very close to the speed of light, but at the moment, that's not happening. The only thing that travels at the speed of light is light. The reason light is able to reach its speed is because light has no mass. While traveling at the speed of light, you will gain an infinite amount of mass, because the only way to propel an infinite amount of mass is an infinite amount of energy, which is never going to happen. Even if you could think of the lightest object like air, it would still gain mass and require an infinite amount of energy at light speed. Air is filling up the space around me, and anything that takes up space is matter. Light, on the other hand, isn't matter, and it takes up no space. Now that we got the basics out of the way, I will try to explain some of the more complicated things that have to do with light. So, I will use some little made-up people for this part. Let's say scientists have finally figured out how to travel at near the speed of light. John and Hank are identical twin brothers who are both 20. John buys some new light speed shoes that allow you to travel near the speed of light. John and Hank go to Central Park in New York. John, with his new shoes, decides he wants to take a few laps around New York. He took less than a second. So he would be 20 and not even a second older. But to Hank, this trip took many, many, many years. So by the time John came back, Hank would most likely died of old age, and John would have seemingly disappeared off the face of the earth for a while. When you travel at the speed of light, time slows down. So technically it means that the faster you go, the slower time is. When John was taking his run, time slowed down almost to stop. But John thought time was going the exact same speed as when he started the run. To Hank, time was going normal, or how time is ticking right now. But John mysteriously disappeared. Time is only relevant to the person using it. Now I'm going to tell you what I think is the most interesting fact about light. Theoretically, scientists think when you travel near the speed of light, time will slow down. Once you reach the speed of light, scientists think time will actually stop. When you surpass the speed of light, time will rewind and go backwards. Finally, scientists think the slower you travel, the faster time will go. Albert Einstein had a theory about this. You sync two clocks. One clock will stay in the same place. The other clock will be traveling around for a bit. When you bring the clocks back together, the clock that traveled will have been slower than the clock that didn't travel, and the clocks will no longer be in sync. I hope you found all these facts interesting. Thanks for watching, and bye.